Bonjour à toutes et à tous et bienvenue dans une nouvelle vidéo sur Learn to French. Je m'appelle Eden et j'enseigne le français. Hello and welcome to another video on Learn to French. If you are new here, my name is Eden and I teach French. So today's video is going to be about the DELF A2 exam and what is waiting for you if you decided to take it. Also, I wanted to thank all of you for your massive support and for letting me know that you have passed your DELF A1 exams. So let's start right away. Le DELF A2, c'est quoi? So the DELF A2 is an exam to certify your elementary level in French. This is the second step after your A1 exam. In this exam, the learner should be a social actor in society. They should be capable of communicating in simple and routine tasks, requiring the most common polite phrases and exchanges of information. So this means that for the DELF A2, the learner needs to be a bit more involved in society and daily life situations. But there is also something that I would like you to know. This exam benefits from a very positive evaluation. What does this mean? Well, it's not made to sanction the learner, but to highlight their skills and what they can do. So this means that the examiner is going to focus on what you can do and your skills instead of focusing on what you can't do and your mistakes. L'examen. So how does the exam actually go? Just like the DELF A1, there are 4 parts. Oral comprehension, so listening, reading comprehension, reading, written production, writing, and oral production, speaking. So there are 4 parts in this exam. Each test is scored out of 25 points. So listening, reading, writing, and speaking, 25 points each. The 4 of them represent a total of 100 points, just like the DELF A1. But to pass the exam, you must score a total of at least 50 out of 100. So in all of those 4 tests combined, you must have at least 50 out of 100. However, if one of your 4 marks in each test is less than 5 out of 25 points, then you're not going to pass the exam at all. So let's start with compréhension orale, so listening. So this part is about comprehension questionnaires dealing with several short recordings about everyday life. So this is very similar to the DELF A1 as well, although the maximum duration of the recordings is a bit longer and it should not exceed 5 minutes. The number of exercises and documents can also change, and the duration of the test is approximately 25 minutes. Here's an example of what you can encounter. Vous allez entendre 3 enregistrements correspondant à 3 documents différents. Pour chaque document, vous aurez 30 secondes pour lire les questions, une première écoute, puis 30 secondes de pause pour commencer à répondre aux questions. Une deuxième écoute, puis 30 secondes de pause pour compléter vos réponses. So here you are going to listen to 3 recordings, which are going to be 3 different documents. For each document, you will have 30 seconds to read the questions first, and then you will be able to listen to the document, and then 30 seconds of pause to start answering your questions, and you'll be able to listen to those documents once again, and then 30 seconds to complete your answers. Here's an example of an exercise that you can encounter regarding listening comprehension. As you can see, they are very simple questions and you just tick the box. Compréhension écrite. Now we are going to see the reading part of the DELF A2. This is about comprehension questionnaires dealing with several written documents about everyday life. So this will be assessing how you understand what you actually read. The duration of the test is approximately 30 minutes. And here's what you can encounter. So this is an example of a text that you can read during the DELF A2 exam. Of course, you are going to have more than one text to read, and this is just an example. And here's an example of exercise that you can encounter as well. This is related to the text that I have showed you just a few seconds ago. Now let's see the writing part. In this part, you will need to write 2 short pieces of writing. So it can be a letter to a friend or a message. The first one is going to be describing an event or personal experiences. And the second one is either to invite, to thank, to say sorry, to ask for something, to give information, or congratulate someone in writing. The test for, of course, both exercises combined should last about 45 minutes. And the word count for these writings should be at least 60 words. Here's an example of first exercise that you can encounter. Vous avez vécu un moment inoubliable dans votre famille. Vous écrivez à un ami pour lui raconter ce moment et vos impressions personnelles. Écrivez un texte de 60 à 80 mots. So when you see this, this means that you have to write at least 60 words and up to 80 words. Another example here. You have a letter to read, and then after that you are going to answer to this letter. Vous avez reçu une lettre, vous répondez à Mathilde. Vous la remerciez et vous acceptez son invitation. Vous lui parlez de ce que vous aimeriez faire en France pendant ce séjour. Vous lui indiquez le jour, l'heure et le lieu de votre arrivée. 60 à 80 mots. Once again, here you need to write a letter to answer to Mathilde, and you need to thank her and to accept her invitation. So basic communication skills are necessary here. Make sure to pay attention to the exercise and the instructions, because if you don't follow them properly, you could just lose some points, and that's not what we're looking for. And finally, we are going to see the speaking part, which is la production orale. So there are 3 parts in this test. Guided conversation, approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds. Followed monologue, approximately 2 minutes. Interactive exercise, approximately 3 to 4 minutes. And you will have 10 minutes to prepare for parts 2 and 3. So the followed monologue and interactive exercise. Now let's see what each part is all about. So the first part, guided conversation. Here you need to introduce yourself and talk about yourself. This is what is asked of you. So this is the first time you will meet your examiner, and you will need to introduce yourself and to talk about yourself. Here's a tip. You can talk about your friends, your family, your studies, your work, hobbies, and tastes. The examiner wants to see if you can simply introduce yourself to someone. And if the 1 minute and 30 seconds are not passed and you still have some time left, then the examiner can ask questions. The second part, followed monologue, you will need to talk continuously about yourself or a topic. The candidate will have to choose a topic and talk about it for 2 minutes. However, if you still have some time left, the examiner can also ask questions here. Now let's see some examples. For the followed monologue, this is what you can encounter. So usually they will not show you all of the topics. You will just randomly pick 2 topics and then choose the one that you would like to work on. Parlez d'une personne que vous admirez, expliquez pourquoi vous l'admirez. Racontez le déroulement d'une fête familiale traditionnelle de votre pays. Racontez votre livre préféré, dites ce que vous aimez et pourquoi. Décrivez la manière dont vous accueillez des invités dans votre pays. So here, once again, basic communication skills are required, and you simply pick the topic that you would like to talk about. The last part of production orale is interactive exercise. This is actually role play. So the candidate will need to solve an issue in a daily life situation. You need to be polite, to greet the examiner and say goodbye to them as well. So here they are expecting the candidate to negotiate or to ask questions. There is going to be an issue in your subject and you need to try and solve that with the examiner. So here's an example right now. Programme de la soirée. Vous invitez votre ami à passer une soirée chez vous. Pour préparer cette soirée, vous lui demandez ce qu'il ou elle aime faire, ses plats préférés, le type de musique qu'il préfère, etc. Vous lui faites des propositions qu'il ou elle acceptera ou refusera. Vous lui proposez ce qu'il ou elle aime faire, ses plats préférés, le type de musique qu'il préfère, etc. Vous lui faites des propositions qu'il ou elle acceptera ou refusera. L'examinateur joue le rôle de l'ami. In this kind of exercise, usually they will tell you who you will be playing here and who is the examiner in that role play situation. Once again, it's very important for you to pay attention to the instructions. It's important for you to do everything that they're asking you to do, all the tasks here that they are listing. Once again, think of it this way. Your examiner wants to see what you are capable of. So if you are holding back and not showing everything that you know, then how could they possibly assess your level? Let's see the basic communication skills that are required for the DELF A2. Keep in mind that this is also on top of the communication skills that you gained in the DELF A1. So you need to describe a person, a place, or an object. You also need to be able to locate oneself in space, so locate yourself in space, to give directions, locate an object or a place. You also need to locate yourself in time, so in space and also in time. This is when your conjugation is also required. You need to know how to ask someone for information, and you also need to know how to ask someone to do something for you. So we're using the structure faire plus infinitive verb for this one. You need to know how to speak in the past tense and also to speak in the future tense. So this is just an overview of what you need to know before taking the DELF A2 exam. If you need more information, I will be linking the details of the vocabulary and grammar that you need to master before taking the DELF A2 exam. I hope you enjoyed this video on the DELF A2 exam. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I would be more than happy to help you out. Merci beaucoup d'être resté avec moi aujourd'hui et je vous dis à bientôt pour une nouvelle vidéo sur Learn to French. Au revoir!